students, welcome to next module. Till now we have completed 4 symmetry elements and today we'll see the last symmetry element, that is identity, indicated by capital letter E. This identity is simplest symmetry element among the all. Means identity, the name of that symmetry element itself indicates that it is the identity of every molecule, and we know that every object, every molecule, even human being, everyone has their own some identity. So it is such a symmetry element which is possessed by all the molecules or all the objects that exist in nature. Whenever you will go to decide the symmetry elements that are present in a molecule, first of all we will be writing down the identity, because it is such a symmetry element that every molecule will possess. Now we'll see what do you mean by identity. Now suppose we have any object or any molecule and we are trying to find out the rotational axis into that. For example, suppose we have H2O and then we find out, suppose we have H2O and then we find out some rotational axis among that, and then we get another image of water molecule, another same image of water molecule by rotating it about 180 degree. And this operation will be called as C2 operation. But suppose I am not doing anything to this water molecule, I am keeping it as it is. If I am rotating this water molecule by 180, that will be called as C2 operation. But if I am not doing anything to this water molecule, I am not carrying out any kind of operation, I am not doing anything to this molecule, I am just keeping it as it is, that is called as identity. Even though I am not doing anything, means I am not doing means even though I am not carrying out any operation with this water molecule and I am keeping it as it is, then it will be called as its own identity, that is E as the next symmetry element. Hence, this identity operation we define as it is just like doing nothing operation. Alright. And second way you can define identity, that it is rotation by 360 degree. Now suppose it is H1, H2. When you rotate this water molecule by 180 degree, how the transformation will take place? H2 will change its position here and H1 will change its position here. Means H2 will come here, H1 is here. It is rotation by 180 degree. But if I am rotating this molecule by 360 degree, what will happen? This oxygen will complete its circle and will attain its own position. H2 will complete its circle by 360 degree and will attain the same position. Same is the case with H1. Means if I am not doing anything to this molecule, then also it is called as identity according to doing nothing operation definition. Or another way, if I am rotating this molecule by 360 degree, then also I am getting the same image or original image. That is what called as the identity operation. Come to the perfect example for identity, that is carbon atom in tetrahedral position attached with 4 different atoms: hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine and bromine. Can we find out the principal axis in this? Now here, as all the atoms are different, so you can't rotate the molecule either by 180 degree, 90 degree or whatever. If you want to get the same position, you know the rule of carrying out rotation operation. You have to go on rotating the molecule till you get the identical or original image. So according to that rule, how will you carry out rotation of this molecule? As all the atoms are different, you can't rotate the molecule either by 180, 90 or 60 degree or whatever degree. Then what you will do, if you want to get the same molecule, either you will not rotate it at all, you will keep it as it is, means you are not going to do any kind of operation on this, then also you are going to get the same image. If you are not disturbing this molecule, means what you are getting the same image, or means what, you are rotating it by 0 degree, means what, you are not rotating it. Either you have to rotate it by 0 degree or you have to rotate it by what, 360 degree. So after completing the circle of 360 degree, all the atoms will attain their original position, and then also you can get the same image. And if you are rotating by 360 degree, what will be the fold of rotation according to the formula 2 pi upon theta? It is 2 into 180 upon 360, means what is the value of n? Becoming 1. Hence our rotational axis will be here C1, and whenever we have rotational axis C1, it is absolutely equivalent to E, means the another meaning of C1 is nothing but E, or you can say vice versa, the another meaning of identity means having the C1 rotational axis. Alright, so again let me revise. Identity is such a symmetry element that every molecule must possess. Not only every molecule, but every object that exists in nature, they all have this symmetry element identity. Means what is identity? Either it is doing nothing operation or it is simply rotating the molecule by 360 degree, where the rotational axis we get C1. And this is the example which contains only identity or C1 as the symmetry element. You try to find out another symmetry element in this molecule, you will not get any symmetry element. This molecule contains the one and only symmetry element, that is identity or C1. Alright. So with this we have completed all the 5 symmetry elements, and now we will be proceeding toward the detection of point group. Before proceeding toward the detection of point group, let me take you to the small revision of all the symmetry elements. So these are the 5 symmetry elements that we have studied so far. First one is Cn, called as proper axis of rotation or proper rotational axis. By using this, we get idea about the principal axis or subsidiary axis. Second one is the sigma, called as mirror plane. There are 3 types of sigmas we have seen: sigma V, sigma H and sigma D. Sigma V is parallel to principal axis, sigma H is perpendicular to principal axis, and sigma D, that is dihedral mirror plane, is the plane that bisects 2 perpendicular C2 axis. Then we have seen inversion center. In inversion center, we get 2 same atoms at equidistance and in opposite direction from the center of that molecule. Alright. The next one was Sn. Sn is called as improper rotational axis. Cn was the proper rotational axis and Sn is the improper rotational axis. It is also called as rotation followed by reflection operation. Means first we have to carry out rotation, means Cn, and then we have to carry out the reflection, means mirror plane. But how that mirror plane should be? It should be a perpendicular mirror plane. So we can write down that Sn means nothing but Cn we can say that Sn is nothing but Cn oblique sigma H. It is read as rotation followed by reflection, but the reflection plane should be perpendicular, that is sigma h. And last one is the identity. It is either doing nothing or rotation by 360 degree. So it is rotation by either 0 degree or 360 degree. And the speciality of this symmetry element is that every molecule possesses this symmetry element. With the hope that you have understood all the symmetry elements very well in detail, now we will proceed toward the point group, detection of point group. In detection of point group, we will be taking one by one molecule. We have to list out all the symmetry elements that are present in the same molecule, and then we have to compile all the symmetry elements into one word. That is what called as the point group of that molecule. So again we will be taking the same examples again, like water molecule BF3, PTCl4, and as we have detected all the symmetry elements, again we are going to repeat the same. How we can define the point group? As I have told you, it is nothing but the collection of all symmetry elements or symmetry operations that can be carried out for a given molecule. That can be carried out means we have to find out every possibility of, or we have to find out every possible operation that is present in a given molecule. Alright, we have to find out every possible operation, whether it is CN, plane, that is sigma, inversion center, or whatever. Now all the molecules that exist, there are total in all 20 point groups in chemistry or in molecular symmetry, and all these 20 point groups, they are classified into 4 groups. But for your syllabus, you are having a very limited number of point groups, hardly 6 to 7 point groups you have among the 20, but the classification is same. So this symmetry element, so these point groups, they are classified into 3 to 4 groups. Now we will see only those point groups which are given in your syllabus. So the very first group is, the first point group or the first group of point group is C-type point group. C-type point group, it includes CN point group, CNV point group, and CNH point group. These are the types of point group. This is one of the point group called as CN. It is another CNV, and the next is CNH. Let's see one by one the 3 point groups. The first one was CN from first group, that is C-type point group. If a molecule contains only CN axis, and of course identity will be there every time, even if I am saying or I am not saying the identity is present, still it is understood that identity is present in every molecule and everywhere. So it is understood, hence I have written it in a bracket, or you can neglect it also, because it is going to present everywhere identity. So if a molecule possesses only CN axis, then that molecule belongs to CN point group. For example, if you have one molecule which can be rotated by C2 degree, which can be rotated by C2 as the principal axis, but it doesn't contain any plane, it doesn't contain any inversion center, it does not have SN, nothing. Means all the other symmetry elements are absent into that, only C2 is present. Then the point group of that molecule will remain itself like C2. If a molecule has C3 as rotational axis and again all the symmetry elements are absent, then the point group of that molecule will be only C3. Alright. So if a molecule possesses only CN axis, CN is what? Rotational axis. Then the molecule will belong to that point group. And N, we know it is fold of rotation. Whatever is the fold of rotation, that will be the CN axis, and that itself will become the point group. Okay. One by one, as we will proceed toward the point group, you will get it in detail. No need to worry if you are not understanding it. Symmetry is such a subject which needs the imagination, a very strong imagination power, and the understanding or practical part. If you will try to study symmetry from practical point of view or with high imagination power, then only you can understand what's the symmetry, or how do we rotate the molecule, how do we get symmetry element, and how do we decide the point group. So this was the very first and simplest type of point group. We will proceed one by one further and you will get it clearly. The second point group from first group was CNV. How can we define CNV? If a molecule possesses CN as the principal axis as well as n number of vertical planes, then that molecule is said to belong to the CNV point group. The first one we have seen, CN point group. What was the requirement for CN point group? Only one symmetry element, that is CN, rotational axis. The second point group is CNV. What is the definition of CNV? If a molecule possesses CN symmetry element and n number of vertical planes, then that molecule is said to belong to the CNV point group. Now what's the meaning of CN and n sigma V's? Means if I have C2 as the rotational axis, then I must have 2 vertical planes. If I have C3 as the rotational axis, then we must have 3 vertical planes. If I have C4 as the principal axis, then I must have 4 sigma V's. Alright, this is the meaning of CN and n sigma V's. Okay, whatever is the fold of rotation for the principal axis we have, that much should be the number of vertical planes present in a molecule. So if a molecule possesses CN as the rotational axis and n number of vertical planes, then it is said to belong to the point group CNV. And if I have C2 as the rotational axis and if it has 2 vertical planes, then what will be the point group of this molecule? Whatever is the example that we are going to see. But if I have C2 as a rotational axis and 2 vertical planes, what will be the point group of this molecule? Yes, with analogous to this, just think what will be the point group in this case? Yes, it will be C2V. If I have C3 principal axis and 3 vertical planes, then the point group of this molecule is C3V. Similarly, in this case, the point group will be C4V. Alright, now we will take the particular example. Water molecule, we have seen it so many times before now, we have solved it. So, tell me what is the principal axis that we have seen in water molecules? Like this. And how do we have rotated the molecule? Like this. Means what is the fold of rotation? It is 180 degree. Means the principal axis that was passing is C2. So just list out all the symmetry elements. As I have told you, first of all we have to write down E, that is identity. What is the next symmetry element we are getting? It is C2, that is principal axis. Is there any another subsidiary axis or any another rotational axis present in water molecule? No. Then according to the symmetry elements that we have studied, what comes after Cn? Sigma. In your textbook or whatever PPTs or PDF files that you will get on the internet also, the sequence has been changed. You will find another sequence, but if you will go through this sequence of symmetry elements that I have taught you, then it will be easier for you to detect the point group of that molecule. Okay, first of all we have seen identity. I have taken it at last because it was the simplest symmetry element, but while writing down you have to write down the identity element very first. So identity will be followed by Cn, that is rotational axis, followed by sigma, followed by inversion, and followed by Sn. Alright, so you should also follow the same sequence. Just I am taking the identity first. Identity Cn, sigma, I and Sn. Alright, you have to follow this sequence while detecting the point group. So for this water molecule, what we are doing now? We are going to list out all the symmetry elements present. So according to sequence, first of all identity, then what principal axis we are getting here? C2. Is there any another rotational axis or subsidiary axis present? No. Then we have to list out the planes. How many planes are present in water molecule? Now I won't repeat it again. You can go back to that video, previous video, when I have taught you the planes in water molecule. How many planes we have seen in water molecule? There are two planes. One which was passing like this, and another plane which is the molecular plane of this water molecule. And we have seen at that time कि both the planes, they are parallel to principal axis. If you want to check whether the two planes are parallel to principal axis or not, you can make a model of water molecules at home and you can pass one principal axis and one plane in this way, and then you can observe easily कि both the planes that pass from water molecule, they are parallel to the principal axis. So how many such planes? Which plane we have? Parallel to principal axis means we have vertical planes. How many such vertical planes we have in water molecule? 2. So I am writing down identity C2 and 2 sigma is present in water molecule. Alright. In one diagram, just draw the one diagram of water molecule. Draw the C2 axis there. You can draw another diagram for water molecules for drawing the plane. Again you can draw third diagram of water molecule to show the another plane. This is also first sigma V, this is second sigma V, and this is the rotational axis. So in this way, these are the 3 symmetry elements that are present in water molecule. And according to the definition of C2V, or according to the definition of CNV. What is the definition of CNV point group? If a molecule possesses Cn rotational axis and n number of vertical planes, then that belong to CNV. Now as water molecule has C2 rotational axis and 2 vertical plane, so what will be the final point group of water molecule? It will be C2V. So you have to write it down like this, and then you have to make a square. You have to put a square box to the point group. The square box itself indicate it is the final point group of that molecule. Do not forget to put a square box to that point group. Alright. So this is the point group of water molecule having these symmetry elements. If the question comes in exam like determine the point group of water, then first of all you are supposed to draw the diagram of water molecule and then you have to draw all the symmetry elements, means you are supposed to show all the symmetry elements present one by one. Means you can draw many diagrams for the same molecule for showing different symmetry elements present. As I have drawn 3 diagrams just now, one for showing 1C2 and another 2 diagrams showing 2 vertical planes. So this will be the sequence in exam for solving the question. If the question is determine the point group of water molecule, first of all draw the diagram and show the symmetry element present and list out all the symmetry elements that are present in the molecule. And for explaining all the symmetry elements, you can draw different diagrams, or in the same diagram, if possible, if there is no much jumbling, you can draw 1 to 2 symmetry elements in the same diagram. So draw the diagram, list out all the elements, write down the final point group and make a square bracket or put a box to that point group. Okay, so these are the steps to be followed while determining the point group. Draw the diagram of a given molecule, list out every possible symmetry elements that are present in that molecule, and according to the symmetry elements present, find out the final point group, write it down. Third type of point group is CNH from the first group. The criteria for CNH to be possessed by molecule is it should possess CN rotational axis and just one horizontal plane. In CNV, we have seen that there should be CN principal axis and n number of vertical planes. Means if we have C2 as the principal axis, then we should have 2 vertical planes. If we have C3 as the principal axis, then we should have 3 vertical planes. That was the condition for CNV type of point group. But in CNH type of point group, we should have CN rotational axis and just one horizontal plane. It is not necessary that if we have C2, then we should have 2 horizontal planes. It is not necessary that if we have C3, then we should have 3 horizontal planes. It was the condition for CNV, but in CNH, even if you have just one horizontal plane present in that molecule, then also you can say that the molecule belongs to CNH type of point group. In your textbook, in Himalaya publication, I have not gone through the state publication, but if you will go through Himalaya publication, then in your textbook, the definition of CNH is given that it should have CN rotational axis and n number of horizontal plane. But it is absolutely wrong. You can make out that correction. There should not be present n vertical plane. Just if you have there should not be present n horizontal plane. If you have just one horizontal plane, then also it will belong to the point group of CNH. Now we will take a particular example. This is trans-dichloroethylene. Just go on finding out the symmetry elements that are present in this trans-dichloroethylene molecule. First of all, we always find out the principal axis. How the principal axis will pass from this molecule? It will be like this, passing through this double bond and perpendicular to the molecule. And the molecule will be rotated like this. Can you see? Like this, we will pass the principal axis and rotate the molecule around this principal axis in a clockwise direction. By what angle or what degree you will have to rotate the molecule so that you will get same image? Yes, tell me. You will have to rotate the molecule by 180 degree in order to get the same image. See, this is principal axis. Rotate it slowly like this, okay, in the clockwise direction. Till when you will rotate it? If you are rotating it by 90 degree only, this chlorine will reach here and this hydrogen will reach here. Will it be the same image? No. But when you will rotate it by 180 degree, what will happen? This chlorine will reach here, making an angle of 180 degree, and this hydrogen will reach here, making an angle of 180 degree, like this. Okay. Alright, in this way you will get the diagram. Then you will pass the principal axis to this molecule, passing through this double bond, and when you will rotate the molecule in this clockwise direction by 180 degree, this chlorine will complete its half circle and this hydrogen will complete its half circle to reach here. So this CLA, I have abbreviated it as A and this chlorine as B. This hydrogen as A and this hydrogen as B in order to distinguish these two atoms. Okay. When this chlorine will complete its half circle, it will reach here. Means chlorine A will move here. When after doing C2 rotation, that is 180 degree. And this hydrogen, okay, you can see this chlorine has completed its half circle. And now this CLA has reached over here. Similarly, this hydrogen A will complete its half circle of 180 degree and will reach here. So in this way, this A and B we have given in order to understand the rotation in this molecule. Otherwise, both the chlorine atoms and both the hydrogen atoms are absolutely same. We can't say that is, we can't distinguish this between these two hydrogen atoms. Both the atoms are absolutely same. So in this way, after doing C2 rotation by 180 degree, you can get the same image. It is absolutely same image. So we can say that this molecule possesses C2 as the principal axis in this molecule. Is there any another rotational axis present? Can you rotate the molecule by passing it like this? Can you rotate? No. We have taken this example for understanding the S2 symmetry element. Okay, or SN symmetry element, and in that we have passed one rotational axis from here. When you will pass the rotational axis from here, what will happen? Chlorine will get transfer here and hydrogen will get transfer here. Will you get the same image after rotation? It is also 180 degree when you will rotate the molecule like this, but will you get the same image when you will pass the rotational axis like this by 180 degree? What will happen? Chlorine will reach here, hydrogen will come down. Similarly, this hydrogen will move up and this chlorine will come down. Are these two same images? No, means no any another subsidiary rotational axis is present in trans-dichloroethylene. Now you will say that if this rotational axis is not present in this molecule, then how we have used it while understanding S2? This was the only half operation according to S2. What's the meaning of S2? It is rotation followed by reflection. Means when you will complete this both the action which rotation followed by reflection, then only you are supposed to get the identical image. Are you getting? If we are discussing only CN symmetry element, then you should get the identical image after doing only CN. CN means here N is 2. So it is C2. If we are doing C2 rotation on this molecule, then what image you will get? After doing rotation by 180 degree, this chlorine is coming here and this chlorine will move here. This hydrogen will come here and this hydrogen will move there. So we are having absolutely same image when you pass the principal axis like this and when you carry out the rotation by C2. This is the only one symmetry element that I have carried out here and we have got the same image. As we are getting same image means this rotational axis, which is called as principal axis, is present in this molecule. But in S2 what we have done? We have passed the rotational axis like this. But don't imagine that we should get same image after doing rotation by this. Why? Because only rotation is the half definition of S2. What is the complete definition of S2? Rotation followed by reflection. And if you are doing rotation followed by reflection, if you are getting same image after doing these two operation, rotation followed by reflection, then only you can say that S2 is present. So that rotational axis we have passed while explaining S2 was different. Here you have to find out the rotational axis only. Means what? You should get same image after carrying out the rotation only. So this is the only rotational axis present in trans-dichloroethylene molecule, which is called as the principal axis. So now we have got principal axis in trans-dichloroethylene molecule. Now we have to find out what are the other symmetry elements that are present in this molecule. Can you find out what are the other symmetry elements? After CN, which symmetry element we try to find out according to the sequence that I have told you? Identity is of course there in this molecule or in every molecule. Identity is of course there. What is the next symmetry element that we got just now? C2, which is the principal axis. Okay, then according to the sequence, identity first, then we find out rotation, then we find out what? Plane. Then we check for the inversion and then we check for the SN. Okay. So, identity is present. We have got C2. Now check out whether the plane is present in this or not. So, we have seen already what kind of plane is present in this horizontal plane, where all the molecules will get cut equally in their two equal halves. Every atom will get overlap with their own half, okay, with their own half spheres. And as this plane is perpendicular to principal axis, hence we say that this plane is horizontal plane, okay. This was the principal axis we have passed and this is the plane. So, the plane and principal axis, they are perpendicular. So, we say that the plane that is passing is horizontal plane. Alright. Next, check out whether the inversion is, we have done now sigma also. Now, just check whether there is inversion present or not. What was the definition of inversion we have seen? Select any atom, go on drawing a line till the center of gravity of that molecule and extend the line in opposite direction and at equidistance. And if you are getting same atom at equidistance and in opposite direction, then we say that I is present. And this should happen with all the atoms. So this is happening with all the 4 atoms. If you are starting with chlorine, you are getting chlorine at another side and equal distance. If you are starting with hydrogen, you are getting another hydrogen at equal distance and in opposite direction. So we say that I is present in this molecule. Alright. So these are the elements present in this trans-dichloroethylene molecule. Now you will say that there is S2 also present in this molecule, as we have seen already. At that time, one point was left to explain you, that is, whenever we have S2, that S2 is nothing but equal to I. Only S2, S3 will not be equal to I, but S2 is equal to I. Means the meaning of rotation followed by rotation followed by reflection having twofold rotation is nothing but equal to the inversion center. So, as we have written I, so we need not to write down S2. Why? Because we have mentioned I and I is nothing but equal to S2. So, these are the 4 symmetry elements present in trans-dichloroethylene molecule. Now according to the definition, what will be the point group of this molecule? It will be C. What is the fold of rotation? 2. What is the plane that is present? What type of mirror plane present in this? H. So that is horizontal plane. So the final point group will be C2H. Even though we are not mentioning identity or inversion in this point group, still it is very essential to write down all the symmetry elements. Okay. Again, if you are getting question in the exam, determine the point group of trans-dichloroethylene, draw the diagram or draw the structure of trans-dichloroethylene molecule, draw the principal axis, explain the plane, list out the symmetry elements, and write down the point group and put a box to this. And whatever you are going to draw on the diagram, means whatever symmetry elements you are going to draw, all the symmetry elements you are supposed to explain in few words point wise. Alright. Suppose for example, the first symmetry element present is identity. Then you will explain that it is the element possessed by every molecule. Then you will explain the C2 as the principal axis. Then you will say that as the molecule is rotated by 180 degree, hence the principal axis present is C2. Then you will explain about sigma H. As there is present horizontal plane which is perpendicular to the principal axis, so the plane is sigma H. In this way, and again similarly you have to explain the I, inversion center. Okay. In this way you have to explain all the symmetry elements in few words also. I have given you the sequence how to find out or how to solve the point groups. Add one more point to that. Whenever you will explain all the symmetry element by diagram, followed by that diagrams, you have to explain same symmetry elements in few words also. Why it is necessary? Because in case, if suppose some diagram is not able to explain properly that symmetry element, that will be explained by this word. Okay. Okay. So these are the this was the first type of point group. We have completed C type of point group, and there are 3 subtypes in this first group: CN, CNV, CNH. CN contains only one rotational axis, that is CN. There is no any another plane, nothing. Only identity and any one rotational axis is present in that molecule. Then we say that the molecule belongs to CN. Second type we have seen CNV. If the molecule has CN rotational axis and n number of vertical planes, then we say that the molecule belongs to CNV. And the example we have seen H2O, it is having C2V point group. Another example you can have NH3, it is having C3V point group. Try to find out this symmetry element in ammonia. I have told you to make the model like this is ammonia having pyramidal structure, and in this way it is rotated. Try to make the model for ammonia at home having triangular pyramidal structure. And what will be the symmetry element present in ammonia? You will get identity, 1 C3 axis, and you will get 3 vertical planes. Okay, so try to find out how these 3 vertical planes are present in ammonia. So this is the definition for CNV, and last is the CNH. The definition of CNH is having only CN rotational axis and just one horizontal plane. Again I am telling you, make the correction in your textbook. There is given n number of horizontal planes, so it is not necessary, just one horizontal plane. An example for this is trans-dichloroethylene. No particular example is given for CN point group in your textbook. So with this we have completed first type of point group, first group of point group, that is C type point group. Alright, now we'll start with the second type of point group in the next module. Till now you practice for the molecules by taking various example which belong to this and tries getting the point group for this CN, CNV or CNH. At next module, we will see the second type of point group.